Hey, Joey here. With the lockdown, the school I train at is closed. Seems like a good time to get back into VR. I'm a long-time casual Filipino martial arts student, and I'll attempt to apply some of the drills and patterns from Kali, Eskrima, Arnis, or whatever you want to call it, to the VR game Blade and Sorcery. I'm obviously no instructor or even an advanced student. I've barely really done any weapon sparring, so these are really just common patterns done in VR. I won't sully my instructors' names with this video game flailing, but I appreciate everything that they've taught me. For this first part, I'm showing Espada y Daga, or Sword and Dagger. This is the Espada y Daga 4 count. I've got a link in the description to a great YouTube video of Guro Dan and Asanto demonstrating it. There's a variation I think is a Pekiti-Tirsia-ish that I think I got from an old Dog Brothers VHS tape from the 90s, where you do a simultaneous high dagger thrust while doing a low strike. I've seen variations of it starting either with a forehand number 1, or backhand number 2, Redondo, or a circle. I find the distance difficult to cover for the dagger strike. I may need to extend more, but I'm likely to hit something in my small VR space. So this 4 count starts with a backhand Redondo or circular strike, then a left dagger thrust, number 2 backhand slash, a left dagger thrust, palm up, and followed by a forehand slash number 1. So quick explanation on the numbers I'm using. This is a numbering system I've come across most often for the first 6 strikes. I believe it's from the Innocento La Costa blend, is at least where I picked it up. So, back to examples of the 4 count starting with a Redondo. An interesting view, almost from the opponent's point of view. She nicely ran into the dagger, which helped with the range. I hate it when their stuff gets stuck on your knife. This is a high wing block, which is a good block when your weapon is low, and then into the pattern. I like to insert a high thrust. Here you can see both hands blocked, with a dagger checking the hand, weapon, or arm. It also works well with a buckler instead of a dagger. Now you can't have a high wing without a low wing. Same thing with a low wing block against a horizontal slash. Works well into a downward slash and then continue with the upward cut on the same line, or one side of the X. Make sure to turn the blade when you're doing the uppercut, so you cut with the front of the blade. Or go into the Redondo 4 count. Here is my embarrassing attempt at that high dagger thrust pattern, as I said, probably from Pekiti-Tirsia. With the dagger thrust, the range seems off. One of my instructors mentioned it can be used to launch a forward movement, but I'm sticking to the drill pattern here, also so I don't run into things. With a sword drawing their guard down does let my high dagger thrust in this example. Here I'm trying to do kind of largo mano. Here I'm attacking the opponent's weapon arm while keeping myself ideally out of their range. The concept is called defanging the snake in the Filipino Martial Arts. Here's an outside deflection or outside block or outside sweep, which you use against high backhand strikes mostly, assuming they're right-handed. So earlier you saw the high wing. This is kind of related. It's called a roof block. It's more horizontal. It goes up a bit higher and is good against overhead strikes and downward diagonals. For me, a natural follow-up is a high thrust. Kind of similar, you'll see the umbrella or payong. I've seen a lot of variations of this. This one flows into number 1 very nicely. I even saw a Jedi do it in Attack of the Clones. Looks cooler with a lightsaber. This is kind of a neat one. This is I've seen this taught as the snowman pattern. So visualize a sideways, like a sideways snowman with an angled uppercut and a high horizontal slash. Sort of a distorted figure 8 pattern. And of course, ever popular prison shank or sewing machine. It's really fun learning how to defend against this one. And of course, what Kali video would be complete without double sticks or double sword Siniwali, which means weaving. You could also call this dual wielding if that's more video gamey. This pattern is called Heaven 6, as all 6 hits are high. There's a breakdown of the strikes where you alternate hands. I found it's great exercise, really tiring. It'll also keep these guys from attacking, so not a good way to draw in an attack. Makes me think of the Death Blossom. If you go circular, which many consider to be more flowery and less combative, you can get going pretty fast, especially with heavier weapons. Oh, it's tiring. The next variation after Heaven 6 is Standard 6, where you go high, low, high. And here's some traditional footwork to try to change the range and the facing. I'll take a knee. I don't remember what this is called. Taking a knee. I even tried to go full to the ground, but hit my head on the non-virtual wall. Getting tired. This guy's clearly in better range for the dagger, but I sheathed it. I should have used the pommel or puño. These are my attempts at using largo mano or longhand, but without proper footwork. I'm trying to keep the distance from my opponent while attacking their arm. If successful, it'll lead to a disarm. Embarrassing. Taken out with a spinning attack. Guess ghosts can't headbutt. Well, wife needs me for something, so time to go. Alright, thanks for watching. If you're interested in Filipino martial arts, go find a school. Assuming this lockdown ends someday.